need someone to help you make more outbound calls and generate more seller leads for your business, then you need a cold calling ISA. Check out this video because I'm going to go in depth on what the role is and how it can impact your business. Let's jump into it. Folks, as you know, not all ISAs are created equal. We know better than anyone else at Power ISA. We have worked with over 1,200 clients since 2015, and we have hired, trained, managed hundreds of ISAs for real estate for teams all over the US and Canada. So we know what we're talking about when we look at the ISA role. We define the cold calling ISA by an ISA that focuses on outbound calling, also called a prospecting ISA or an outbound ISA. I've also heard them called outside sales agents, OSAs, whatever you call them. They are a member of your team that does one thing. They call unmet leads and try to get them to sell their home. They are prospectors, true cold callers, and you really need them if you really want to grow your business. It is great to build a business with people that already know, like, and trust you, but if you really want to scale and take your business to the next level, getting to work with unmet leads is the way to go, and cold calling is one of the most effective and cost-effective ways to make that happen. Cold calling is an excellent way to grow your business, and one of the ways to do cold calling while adding leverage to your business is doing it with an ISA focused on cold calling. Cold calling ISAs do a variety of tasks. They are primarily working with an outbound dialer, typically a power dialer, something like Mojo, 5-9, batch dialer, different options out there. They are calling expireds, for sell by owners. They're doing circle prospecting around your listings. They're inviting people to open houses. They're letting them know when you just listed a home, when you just sold a home. They are consistently calling these different lists of cold leads. These are not people already in your database. That is a key distinction of the cold calling ISA. They are taking these massive lists of unmet cold leads and converting them into qualified seller leads one by one. They need to go through a lot of numbers in that huge ocean of unmet people to find the qualified, motivated sellers that you want in your database. The skill set that you need to get a great cold calling ISA is primarily experience doing some kind of cold prospecting. A lot of the best ISAs come with a background where they're doing cold calling for other industries, they're doing door knocking, they're doing other kinds of prospecting activities. Cold calling is one of the most difficult tasks to master. You need stamina. You need grit. You cannot give up, get discouraged, get demotivated because someone said no to you. You're gonna get a no 99% of the time. The excellent cold calling ISA can get through all of those no's because they're looking for that yes. They have the stamina, they have the grit, they have the motivation to get through that, to get that win. This makes cold calling ISAs a little harder to find than other ISAs roles because it takes a different kind of skill set, a different kind of personality to really excel at this role. What we've discovered at Power ISA is that we want to make sure people have some kind of a background in that outbound prospecting type sales, but we also understand how difficult it is to excel in this role. So to find a great cold calling ISA, we typically have to hire 1, 2, 3 people into this role and select the one that is the best. There is a reason that every single person that we hire into Power ISA, and we currently have over 100 people in this role in our company, is that we know that most of them are going to drop off. Cold calling is one of the most difficult activities you can do. We use cold calling activities to filter through our candidates. If they can handle cold calling from day one, We know they can be successful in that role and in many other ISA roles. One of the most important things that these cold calling ISAs do for your team is build up your pipeline of potential sellers. They are pounding the phone day in and day out, looking for people that might be thinking of selling their home because their listing expired, because they're trying to sell it themselves, because they live in a high value neighborhood, or because you give them a specialty list. ISAs can excel when you give them more targeted lists. They can definitely call the ocean, the universe of people, an entire neighborhood. They can definitely carpet bomb a whole area, but they are best used when they're calling specific niches like absentee owners, downsizers, folks that are a certain age that have a certain amount of equity in their property and might be more motivated to sell. That is an excellent way to use a cold calling ISA to call those folks, qualify them, and put them in your pipeline as a motivated seller that needs to be followed up with until they're ready to go. Even though finding, selecting, training, and managing a cold calling ISA can be challenging, having a great cold calling ISA on your team, being productive, generating live transfer, generating appointments for you from cold lists is invaluable. It can be a huge part of growing your business. We work with real estate teams that have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, multiple ISAs doing this role because when you find a niche, when you find a way to make them productive, it is one of the highest ROI activities you can have on a team. Taking cold lists and turning them into qualified leads. That's it, folks. That's what we have for the cold calling ISA. If you want to learn about the other ISA role, the main one that we also look for, that is the lead manager ISA role, check out the description below. We have a link to that video as well. If you found this video useful, please crush that subscribe button. We release a new video with tips and tricks every single week.